Hello YouTube, this is Robert Holloway, your astrologer, and I know I shouldn't say that because I haven't got my degree yet on astrology, but I'm still working on it. You know, right now I'm just jumping over this fear tactic thing that I'm on right now. Um, but in my last video I was talking about the houses, and I was pretty much cut short because I noticed that the other video went over 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep these videos within 10 minutes, so I apologize for the second video. On this video, I'm going to continue it off with the fifth house. The fifth house is kind of a little confusing to me because some people would say it's where you like to do your hobbies. I've heard some astrologers say that's where your hobbies is. Yet I'm like, well, isn't that the 10th house? And the more I look into it, it's basically the house of well, if I was to compare houses to, like, you know, the 12th house as an asylum, a hospital, or the fourth house is your childhood household, I would say that the fifth house is more like a brothel. Yeah, it's the pleasure house. It's where you find pleasure. It's where you find what makes you have that kind of, it's more of a self intimate type of touch, well, not really touchy touchy unless you have an earth sign in that house, but it's like if you have an air sign in that house, it's more like you enjoy the pleasure of thinking. Or if it's a fire sign, then it's probably you enjoy the excitement, probably jumping off a bridge or something like that, that kind of scenario. The fifth house, as I could recall, and gather, is more of an adventure house. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's more like an adventure. What you find is fun and pleasurable, and what you do. So I kind of understand why some astrologers would say it's about hobbies, even though it's not particularly hobbies, but it's something that you like to do for fun. Um, Usually the sun rules that house and the sign Leo. Um, but if you have, let's say, an opposing combination in that house, let's say, okay, you have Aquarius in the fifth house, and okay, you got Sun here, Uranus here, they're squared. It would be uh, Taurus and Scorpio. Okay, that would be a little bit hard. Even though people say that Venus rules Taurus, I don't really, I wouldn't invest in that because, well, I'll tell you in another video. Um, okay, probably an inconjunct planet. Maybe like let's say Aquarius is in the fifth house, and who is Aquarius neighbors? Uh, Aquarius neighbors is Capricorn and Pisces. Alright, I'm just going to go with Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn. Alright, let's say that Capricorn, I mean, Saturn is in Aquarius in the fifth house. Okay. This would put a halt in how you find pleasure or what you consider as pleasurable. People who have Saturn in the fifth house, I they're likely to be virgins. I mean, they no offense to all virgins out there, but it's just like you deny yourself the pleasure. You seem to put a halt in what you find as fun. Like you probably don't deserve the enjoy the hobby. Not going to use that word. The the pleasures. That's a much better word of that activity. And since a majority of astrologers say that the fifth house is sexuality, then it's obvious to say that, I mean, it's safe to say astrologically that these people are virgins. But if it's in the sign of Aquarius, you probably might start up a group that you find pleasurable, maybe call yourselves asexuals. I don't know. But it's you see the combination, how I just put it all together, and that's what I came up with. It's likely, very likely, that the president of the asexual community has this combination. I don't know. Probably gonna look it up and see who it is. But that's the fifth house, in a nutshell. The sixth house. The sixth house is more about health and service. Um, as we come up, sorry, as we come up to the other side of the chart, you'll notice that the houses from like six uh, 6 to 12 is more of a environmental type of thing. But yeah, the sixth house is about your health, your and how you serve others. Um, I have a friend who, and you know who I'm talking to, so, but she has a heavy, heavy concentration in the sixth house. This kind of gives me goosebumps too. She cares so much about other people and think little of herself. No, no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that she puts others first before herself, and she has this high concentration of planets, not just one, but a few in that house. And oh gosh, I know she's a Gemini rising, so it's Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, even her son, because she is a Scorpio. So there's a spotlight right there. Well, she has a degrees. She has a lot of degrees in like medical stuff, medicine and stuff like that, which I think is pretty ironic because that's the sixth house. The sixth house deals with services and it also deals with your health. So she does have a high concentration in that house, and I just think that it tickles me when I look at her chart. I was like, no effing way. So, anyways, yeah, let's say that I'm gonna throw a combination here. Let's say Neptune in Taurus in the sixth house. Okay, Neptune and Taurus in the sixth house. Well, this is like a pagan right here, but um, Neptune, which is a very spiritual and very sensitive uh, planet. I'm just so used to calling them gods and goddesses. Um, she, even though Neptune is a man's name or a masculine name, in astrology, Neptune is more feminine. Okay, I guess I think it would be better if we named her Cyrene than Neptune because that at least it makes more sense. Um, but we named that blue big ass planet Neptune, so let's just go with it. Um, but anyways, let's say Neptune, a very spiritual planet, also a very illusional because um, Cyrene they sing and they bring people to the death, which is kind of fun because Neptune is also the planet of singers. They bring shipments, uh, seamen, over to their death. Not seamen like but people from the sea. They bring them over to like really sharp rocks and they can't help it and they basically drown to death. That's how Neptune is. It's the part of us that makes us live in this illusion. Um, I'm going to talk about that in another subject. Neptune in Taurus, which the way that this person's spiritual or illusional part is more based on uh, on facts. I guess that I know that kind of contradicts with the planet and the zodiac sign, because Taurus is more of a touch, a touch sign. They have to touch things to know that it's real. That's the way how Taurus people are. Well, Sun and Taurus people. Um, Having Neptune in Taurus in the sixth house would make them probably get involved in areas like alternative medicine or like quantum healing, probably like hands-on type of healing. They they like they touch your skin and pretend they're trying to, change your aura or your chakras or whatever, and they call this medicine. They're also likely to be more of a spiritual healer, but they have some kind of foundation to the way they heal others. Okay. Um, oh wow, it's already 11 minutes. You know what? If I had my way, I would talk about astrology day in and day out. Um, Again, I have to stop this video, and I'll make a, what is this? This is the third. So watch my fourth video on this subject. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great, wonderful life.